What up, folks? How's it going? Hang on, just 1 second. It's Belfast Boxing and Blues. You can see this little stain on the ceiling. You know, it's all good, man. It's like the gyms, the sweat, the blood, the rugged nature of it all. But you know what's going on, guys? We got Terence Crawford talking up CANELO Alvarez fight, and we gotta ask ourselves the question: is CANELO running from Terence Crawford? Is he ducking Terence Crawford? Does he fear Terence Crawford, a welterweight? CANELO have been fighting at super middle 168 for a few years now at the minute. Isn't this something different? A bit of fucking cooking and stuff going on, yeah? I had to make a video, but at the same time I'm trying to scramble some eggs, fry some bacon, microwave a plate, toast the wheaten bread. You know, we do a bit of everything in here. So, yeah, look, they're talking about CANELO's going to fight Amy Munguia, which I think is a good fight. I really like Amy Munguia. What I've seen of him, I think that's a good opponent. It's better than Jermall Charlo, the middleweight, older, well, maybe older by about 3 minutes. The heavier Charlo, the one that he hadn't fought yet. It's not Berlanga, you know what I mean? We're getting a good fighter, a Mexican fighter, albeit after he came out and said that no, he would not fight a Mexican. What he really meant to say was, no, I will not fight David Benavidez. I will not fight a Mexican monster. Maybe there was something lost in translation, as can happen. We've seen these things happen, guys, you know. And we have to question it. We have to question CANELO's motivations, you know. Why is he doing what he's doing? Why isn't he fighting these top guys? There's a lot of money involved. You know, if he loses one fight, if he looks bad against David Benavidez, what happens to cash cow? It's like Anthony Joshua last night, sacrificing the lamb and serving it up to the boxing media, to the interested parties. Turkey. The cash cow will get skinned. You know, it'll get put on a spit, sauteed, seasoned. And that's basically the long and short of it, guys. But there has been talk ever since pound for pound #1 in my opinion, Terence Crawford. He fights at 147 pounds. Started at 135, I believe. Might have started at 130 super featherweight, but he won his first title against Ricky Burns at lightweight when he came over to England. Might have even been Scotland, I'm not sure, but I remember watching that fight. It was sort of our first exposure really to Terence Crawford, you know, and there was talk of him having been a good amateur. This guy's very skilled and stuff, but we hadn't seen the proof. We seen it that night, and we've seen it demonstrated yet again and again. He fought Gamboa, was a great fight. There was drama in that. Both of them were down. He fought Ray Beltran, I believe, and then he moved up, unified at 140 pounds. In fact, he became undisputed at that weight, and then did the same thing again against Spence after many years of fighting what some people consider to be lower level opposition. I don't think that's true. I think he fought a lot of good guys. Jose Benavidez Jr., Kell Brook, you know, the Australian guy that beat Pacquiao. He beat him for the title, didn't he? Jeff Horn. But not only that, you know, he looked great in all of those fights. And us that knew and us that weren't swayed by the PBC, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman nonsense. You know, us true fans of pugilism, you know, that like to see a good fight and a good fighter and appreciate that. We knew that, you know, forget Errol Spence, we knew that Terence Crawford was the truth. You know, Bud Crawford, what a fighter. We could see it. So, anyway, he finally gets the big unification fight against Errol Spence. Absolutely demolishes him, which was such a great performance. It's like an all-time great performance, really, isn't it? That won't go down in history. What a time to step up and perform and deliver like that. When really in the fight of his life. But you would have thought then off the back of that, it's like, oh great, now is the time for Crawford to really kick on and fight all of these big fights. Not only big money fights, big name fights and big challenges, more scalps. He's at that stage of his career. What is he, 36, maybe 37 now? He wants to add to his legacy, That's the stage of his career he's been at. But he hasn't really done anything for a year or more, has he? He's sort of just laid dormant. And there's been talk about him going up to fight Jermell Charlo. Obviously, a bit of the shine's taken off that by the fact that the fashion in which Jermell lost to CANELO, which was an interesting fight, let's just say. We that have eyes, we that study boxing, we can sometimes tell when something's just a little bit off. But it was a strange fight. So there was that. There was talk of Butch Ennis. He ended up relinquishing one of his belts as he didn't fight Butch as a mandatory. I mean, why would he want to fight Butch Ennis? I think he would beat him, for the record. But I mean, why would you want to fight that guy? He obviously, Butch Ennis is the truth, the future. He's going to be the next big thing at welterweight. Probably won't even stay there long. After he has a couple of good fights at welterweight, he'll move right up through the weights and probably dominate up at middleweight eventually. I mean, that's not just me pulling that out of nowhere and saying that. That's a lot of sort of respecting boxing people have been talking about that sort of thing with Butch, But so there's been talk of him fighting this Tim Tszyu, which, like, do we really have an appetite for that? And there's been talk of the Canelo fight. Now, we'll try and finish up quick here because this video's getting on a bit. But he's jumping 3 weight classes, 147 up to 168. Bear in mind, Canelo started at welterweight, didn't fight there for long. Super welterweight, 154 pounds was where he sort of made his bones. But he has had many years to sort of naturally ease into super middle. His frame's filled out. He's used to fighting at that weight. Terence Crawford has not. So he'll be a blown up welterweight by the time he moves up there. But it's still Terence Crawford. The skills that he has, against the skills of Canelo. But are the skills of Canelo really what they were a mere 4-5 fights ago when he fought Callum Smith and when he fought Billy Joe Saunders? He didn't look that good in the Jermell Charlo fight. He didn't look that even really overly great in the Caleb Plant fight. He didn't look that good in the John Ryder fight. He looked good, but we weren't blown away by it. So I don't know, guys. It's an interesting one. I mean, I hope it happens. It could still happen after the Munguia fight. It would be a blockbuster fight. It would, maybe if there was enough money involved for both parties, that's the sort of thing we could see. But failing that, who do we want to see Bud Crawford fight next? Guys, leave a wee comment or something there, let me know your thoughts and stuff. And I'll catch you later. It's not bad, sure it's not. Belfast Boxing, guys, take it easy.